I'm Adam Brinson. I am pastor here in Waurika at the First United Methodist Church. I was born and raised in Fairview, Oklahoma, in northwest Oklahoma, where I grew up in a small town, not too different from Waurika. Yeah, larger school, more people, but the same concept. Just small town, farming life, farming economics. You walk down the street, everybody knows everybody, and if you don't know them, you know that they're from Waurika and you become friends quickly. College, I started out, I didn't succeed at first, and I took a few years off and ended up in Enid at Northwestern Oklahoma State University and Northern Oklahoma College, which is where I got my associate's degree. It's a junior college that's associated with Tonkawa, and the Enid campus of Northwestern is associated and connected to the main campus there in Alva. I chose to do psychology for my bachelor's because being in ministry, you deal with people all the time and you're working with people. And in working with those people, I think that to understand who they are and where they come from and what their background is and maybe what just kind of makes them tick a little bit as to who they are, to understand them so I can really feel that compassion for them and find empathy for them and to love them. In my master's, I went to St. Paul School of Theology out of Oklahoma City University. It's connected to its main campus, which is based out of Kansas City, Kansas, actually out of Leawood, Kansas. And so a lot of telecourses, but went there for 3 years, got my degree in theology, and that there is a prerequisite to being a Methodist minister in our conference. In the way that our doctrine and polity is set up, we have to have an MDiv if we want to be an ordained clergy, and went there to learn more about Scripture, to learn more about the context of it, how to do ministry, some practical things, and of course the theology side of life as a pastor as well. Currently, I serve as the president or the chair of the Ministerial Alliance. That's really more of a formality than anything, but we work as a group of pastors in all of our churches to make sure that the churches are reaching everybody that we possibly can, that we don't forget anybody, and more importantly, that we really truly are the church, that we work together as one ecumenical body in the sense that, I may be Methodist, the people down the street are Baptists, or the Cowboy Church, or the Christian Church, or the Assembly of Gods, and I could list churches and go on, but the reality of it is that I believe that God calls us to be one body, and to be that one body, it's important that we have a vital and ministerial alliance that works. And through that ministerial alliance, it also led me to the opportunity to be involved with Jefferson County Helping Hands, known as Jeffco Helping Hands for short. And through that, we have the food pantry for Jefferson County that serves out of the Housing Development Authority Circle building. And I serve on that board there, where we serve many people in our community, but not just in Waurika, but in our county as well. It has become a vital part of who we are as a town in reaching many different needs. And I look forward to seeing other possibilities and programs as bringing those into the town. I also serve on the board of directors for Chamber of Commerce. I joined Chamber as a way to get to know people and another way to serve and to be involved in our town and the events that take place. And they asked if I would serve on that chamber as far as planning different events and things that go on. And I do that and planning the downtown again that happens every year, as well the 4th of July celebration, the car show, and the various other events that the chamber sponsors and does throughout our town. I was approached by a couple of individuals and asked if I would consider it or be interested in filing, and I had never really thought about that as a possibility in my life or in who I was as an individual, because I would never consider myself a politician, and that's not why I'm running. I don't have an agenda that I'm going. My agenda is it goes along with our slogan that I have, that is, I'm a citizen, not a politician. I'm serving my family and yours. When I'm in a community, I want to serve in all the ways possible, and this really just was another way for me to serve as much as it was. It's not about the power for me. If I'm elected, I'll serve at the best of my ability to represent the people who I represent in the community of Waurika. They are the ones that have elected me, and they're the ones who need to be heard, and I'm just their voice sitting in a chair. I'm nothing more, and maybe a little bit less, but that's just because who I am, that I like to put others before me, and that's have no issue of giving up time to do that. And serving in this capacity on the City Commission is one way that I feel that I can do that, to see that Waurika moves in a direction that does remain vital and important as to who it is as a community, that holds on to its roots. And Waurika still has a lot of vitality left within itself, and lots of promising, and a future that we can see things come and do great things. And there's many things that the City Commission will have before it that can do. And I just want to make sure that the voice of those people that are in our community are heard, and that they can be looked at through all different lenses, that it's not one person's agenda, but they're being listened to well, because having grown up, I've seen where that wasn't the case at times, where people didn't get to be heard. And to me, that's one of the important things. I just want to go in and make sure that when, as a group, as a council or a commission, as that goes forward, and whatever it is that the City of Waurika employees and its city manager bring before us as needs, or the people bring before us as needs, that we do our best to meet those in the best interest of the majority of those that are seeking that, or whatever it is that is needed to make sure that we do sustain as a municipality, because it's beyond just the structures of the city. It's not about the streets. It's not always about the utilities. There are other things and programs and being businesses and the city plays a vital part in that. And there's some prospects I know in conversations with others in the community about bringing other businesses into town. And I think that, if I was going to have something I would like to see, I'd like to see that. We have a lot of empty buildings and not a lot of jobs. And I think that with more jobs, we can be a bigger and brighter and more vital community for our area in doing that, and then serving those that do surround us in Jefferson County. I'm Adam Brinson, and I'm running for the Waurika City Commission, and I would appreciate your vote on April the 2nd.